Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, and Bakodash. The bonus elder apostles, the bishops, and the elders of GMS who as well. Peace and citations to elect. My name is Ayinal. The title of this video is The Ten Horns Will Join Russia. Real quick, let me grab my charger. All right, so it's called The Ten Horns Will Join Russia. And I didn't really have anything to go into that I wanted to go into, but I came across this. It's interesting, and that's why I call it The Ten Horns Will Join Russia. And basically, with everything that's going on in the world currently regarding NATO and EU and Babylon the Great, what Babylon the Great, which is USA, turning their back on Ukraine, and basically turning their back on NATO by going behind NATO's back. So the divide is here. So now Ukraine and NATO, basically Ukraine and the other NATO states are trying to form their own NATO. And now they're sending help to Ukraine, and they're not worried about US no more. But what has happened is that Russia has, basically sunk the ship with a missile that was bound for Ukraine with weapons on it. And that's why I titled it The 10 Horns Will Join Russia, because now the 10 horns are seeing, the power of Russia. It's just blowing a trumpet on this. Things are escalating. I feel like this is an escalation, because should be like the first actual, shipment that's not like secret. It's not like, is UK soldiers in Ukraine, or are they not in Ukraine? Now it's like, okay, UK is actually helping Ukraine and is known, and Russia just blew the ship up. I believe this is the first ship, and it's out of there, So I titled The 10 Horns Will Join Russia, because obviously they stand no chance without America, and they're going to see that, because, or we'll just wait and see what retaliation they get, for Russia attacking their ship.
Britain will play a leading role with, if necessary, and together with others, boots on the ground and planes in the air. Mr. Speaker, it is right that Europe do the heavy lifting to support peace on our continent.
Right, and they have a question there, so a question mark there. So, and I got an article. We'll go into it. I didn't really find this in too many places, so I don't know if it's true or not. But it is multiple sources saying that this ship got blown up, and multiple articles saying the same thing, so. So you can see it says this as UK PM Keir Starmer approved a 2.2 billion loan for Ukraine amid US tensions. So once again, basically, UK and US are at odds, right? And UK doesn't want to help Ukraine anymore, but US doesn't want to help Ukraine anymore, but UK is. So that has happened. They're shaking hands with the case may be. They approved the loan, and boom, they sent weapons for Ukraine, and then it seems that Russia just blew the ship up,
Yesterday evening, the UK signed a £2.2 billion loan to provide more military aid to Ukraine, backed not by the British taxpayer, but by the profits from frozen Russian assets. And today I'm announcing a new deal, which allows Ukraine to use £1.6 billion of UK export finance to buy more than 5,000 air defence missiles, which will be made in Belfast, creating jobs in our brilliant defence sector. This will be vital for protecting critical infrastructure now. and strengthen Ukraine in securing the peace when it comes.
All right, so let me check down here a little bit. It says Russia launched a missile strike on a Panama flag MSC ship in Odessa, claiming it carried British weapons for Ukraine. The attack, which used missiles, caused severe damage and injured 2 port workers. Ukraine denied the presence of military cargo, calling the strike a violation of international law. Moscow has not provided concrete proof to support its claims. So I'll check the comments and see. Usually somebody will say, oh, well, it was this, or, somebody that know, or whatever the case may be. Hey, but we the prophets, we're just watching and we're blowing the trumpet and then we're, reporting these things because all these things lead to what? World War III and what's happening in the world. And I got a scripture I want to get into it. Is let's see. This is Jeremiah 1:5. It says, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee, and before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. Right? That's Jeremiah 1:5. We grab what is it, Ezekiel? We get Ezekiel 3:17. Also, Ezekiel 3:17 says, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel, therefore hear the word at my mouth and give me warning from me. Right? And basically it's just, what is it? It's going into everything that's written in the Bible, and we're in the last days, the end days. And that consists of what is that? The MOTB, Jacob's trouble, and World War III, all coming to pass. And pretty much all these things are going to boil down into to one thing or to one event. We have what is it? Jacob's trouble starting now. So if you have Jacob's trouble, eventually they're going to say, well, we need to track people, right? We need to find out where they're at and things like that. So that's the way they could issue in the MOTV. And then also they need order out of chaos. And as the war heat up, a lot of chaos could, come forth from that. So all these things can boil down to, basically all happening pretty much at the same time. So anyway, that was the point. So let me get this article. So this is Russia missiles sink cargo ship carrying UK weapons for Ukraine. It says Vladimir Putin unleashed a missile strike to sink a cargo ship amid unconfirmed Russian claims it was carrying British weapons for use by Ukraine. So it says 2 missiles hit the Panama flag container ship, reportedly Swiss-owned, soon after they arrived in Odessa on March 1st, after making a stop in Turkey. And, I'm kind of like thinking about it because this could be big because, so what's happening with NATO? If you attack a member of NATO, if this is UK, or it's probably, a UK ship or not a UK ship, it says Swiss owned. So basically, if you attack NATO, then all NATO is supposed to join. So I have to look more into it, but nonetheless, it was a ship carrying weapons for Ukraine, and it was UK weapons. So pretty much the same thing, It says 2 poor workers were wounded in the strike, which also damaged infrastructure, Ukrainian report said. It said the report of the attack comes as British Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer today hosts Vladimir Zelensky and other European leaders to discuss the future of the war-torn nation following the Ukrainian president's televised sit-down with U.S. President Donald Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance, right? So this was right after Trump was like, the argument that happened between Zelensky and President Trump and Vice President. So Zelensky went over there and met with the British Prime Minister, and I guess Russia, attacked the ship that was traveling to Ukraine with missiles. It says Russian Telegram war channel Telepov Online said it was established that in Turkey, the ship loaded additional containers of 2 colors on board, red and yellow, right? So they go into it. Nonetheless, a ship was hit. So they're claiming here in this article, all we can do is see what they give us and report on it. And these things are leading towards World War III. So, if that is the case, then, hey, So anyway, I'm gonna grab this, Isaiah 13:6. It says, "How ye, the dead Lord Yahweh is at hand, it shall come as a destruction from the Almighty." And basically, I titled this what? The 10 horns shall join Russia. And what is that going to? And I'll grab right here, because the 10 horns will join Russia, and then what? They're gonna shoot the missiles at Babylon the Great. This Revelation 17:14, straight to the point, says, "These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them. For he is Lord of lords and King of kings, and they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. He said unto me, the waters which thou sawest where the whore sitteth are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. It says, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. It shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire." Right. So basically, these same 10 horns are going to hate Babylon the Great along with Russia and burn her with fire. It says, "For Yahweh hath put it in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree to give their kingdom unto the beast, unto the words of Yahweh shall be fulfilled." So, they were going to be joined unto Babylon the Great, which is U.S., for a period of time until, that is finished, right? And we're looking like we're at that point where the EU, NATO is going to hate this whore, which is Babylon the Great. It says, "And the woman which thou sawest is that great city which reigneth over the kings of the earth." Okay. So, that goes into basically Russia and the 10 horns, NATO hating the whore, and then ultimately leading to Babylon being destroyed. It says, "How ye, for the dead Lord Yahweh is at hand, it shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt. And they shall be afraid. Pangs and sorrow shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed one another. Their faces shall be as flames." Right. So this is the day of the Lord, a day of darkness, right, and not light. This goes into nuclear missiles being hit and been sent from what? From NATO and EU and Russia. But basically, I titled this "The 10 Horns Shall Join Russia," because what? They're seeing the power of Russia, where Russia just attacking their ships and not caring, and they're going to see that they can't do anything, against Russia, and they might as well join Russia, just speculating, how things might fold out. It says, "Behold, the dead Lord Yahweh cometh, who both with wrath and fierce anger to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. For the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened in his going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine. And I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir." Right. So what it says, what? "I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease." So even Zelensky said to President Donald Trump, right before he met with the British, he said that America has waters and they don't feel the effects of the war, but soon they will feel it. It will come to them. And that was Donald Trump said, "Don't tell us what we'll feel. Basically don't tell us what we'll feel." He said, "You don't know that, right?" It says, and this goes into, "I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir," right? This is the Israelite man. In this time, in those days when things are all hell breaking loose, pursuant to Isaiah 65, the Most High is going to have a remnant that he's going to preserve and protect. He's going to use men to be that precious, hiding place for, whoever those men are covering, namely women. Isaiah 4:1 says, "In that day, same woman has, grab a hold into one man." So that's how we're going to be precious, because, we're going to have spiritual power, and be able to withstand in those days. Isaiah 13:12 says, "I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. Therefore will I shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place, and the wrath of the Lord Yahweh of hosts in the day of his fierce anger." What is this going to do? The nuclear missiles hit, and an earthquake happening. You get Isaiah 24. Right here, Isaiah 24:20, start at 19. Isaiah 24:19, it says, "The earth is utterly broken down. The earth is clean dissolved. The earth is moved exceedingly. The earth shall roll to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage. And the transgressions thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again." right? So what is that? Going into the nuclear missiles. It says, and it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall punish the host of the high ones that are on high and the kings of the earth upon the earth, right? So, hey, these high ones on high will be punished. It says, and they shall be gathered together as prisoners are gathered in the pit, and shall be shut up in the prison, and after many days shall they be visited, right? And that's ultimately the hope of the saints, that the Most High comes and defeats our enemies and bound them up and put them into chains and put them into servitude. It says, then the moon shall be confounded and the sun ashamed, and the Lord Yahweh, the host, shall reign in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem and before his angels gloriously, right? Hey, so this is soon to come. This goes into World War III, the destruction, and then ultimately the saints shall take the kingdom, and take the kings of the earth and bound them up. That goes into Psalms 149. Let's get straight to the point. As a precept, Psalms 149 and 8. Or matter of fact, I started at 6. It says Psalms 149 and 6. Let the high praise of Yahweh be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishment upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of irons, to execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all his saints. Praise ye the Lord Yahweh Bashmi Shah. Right? So precept there. I read this again, Isaiah 13 and 13. Therefore will I shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place, and the wrath of the Lord Yahweh of hosts, and in the day of his fierce anger. And it shall be as the chased roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee everyone into his own land. Let me grab this in NLT. It says, everyone in Babylon will run about like hunted gazelles, like sheep without a shepherd. They will try to find their own people and flee to their own land. Right. So in that day, as the squeeze comes upon Babylon the Great and the Most High drains this place, and weakens it, people are going to start fleeing and going back to their own lands, getting up out of Babylon the Great because they see the fall of Babylon the Great happening. Isaiah 13 and 15 says, everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. So anyone that's helping Babylon the Great, any allies they have, and so far, pursuing the prophecies, the only people that Babylon the Great will have as allies is Israel. So pursuant to Ezekiel 38, Israel will be destroyed too. And any individuals in Babylon the Great, what is it? They have, the migrants that they brought in, a lot of them people are for foreign lands, as militant soldiers here to, bring in that order to chaos. So bring in the order, and those individuals will be thrust through with Babylon the Great while they're here, and including people like 2/3 of our people that has helped Israel, and join themselves help Esau and join himself unto them to come against us, the Israelites. Right, and that can be found in Isaiah 30, around verse 1. It says Isaiah 13 and 16, it says, their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes, the houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished. Right, so it goes into a lot, and that's basically the complete chaos that's coming upon Babylon the Great, which you can find that in the book of Second Ezra. Because it says the day of the Lord, right? So there's a lot that has to take place. And like I mentioned, all of it boils down to Jacob's trouble, the MOTB, right, and World War III. So all of that can be, kind of combined together. And then, like I said, order out of chaos. So it's going to be complete chaos. In the midst of that, then they're going to start issuing out the MOTB, and whatnot. And at the same time, World War III will be going on. On top of that, World War III is going to get nuclear. So anyway, this is 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 14. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, they shall not regard their kings and their princes, in the course of their actions shall stand on their power. It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. The man shall have no pity on his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of lack of bread and for great tribulation. So all their goods could be what? Anything, their wives, the food that they got, clothing, weaponry, whatever, you know. So that's the point, going back to the Isaiah 13 and 17, it says, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Right? So the Medes go to Russia, right? Russia is the Medes, and the Most High says, I will stir up the Medes. So in these last days, what do you see now? Russia, showing that they are not weak but strong, defending themselves, going into Ukraine and trying to take back their land. And anyone that now is trying to say they're helping Ukraine, Russia's attacking their missiles or their ships with missiles. Isaiah 13:17 says, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. And what's the point? President Donald Trump is saying, I will make a deal, basically saying he's going to make a deal with Russia. Russia don't care about that now, right? Russia's not going to care about no deal, about no silver, or no gold, or anything like that. It says, their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, and the beauty of the Chaldeans' excellency, shall be as when Yahweh overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. So just like Sodom and Gomorrah were destroyed, Babylon the Great will be destroyed, right? It says, it shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be brought in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there, right? And hey, that's why I said, we're a prophet, or I read earlier that we're a prophet unto nations, because Esau even thinks that his kingdom is going to continue forever. This Psalms 49:11 says the inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever in their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names, right? So the Bible speaks differently from what Esau thinks, right? That's what he thinks. But what can happen is Isaiah 13:19, and Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency, shall be as when Yahweh overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. So no one will ever come back here to Babylon the Great. It says, but wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there. For so just full of desert creatures. It says, and the wild beasts of the island shall cry in their desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant palaces, and her time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged. Right. So as you can see, it won't be long now before Babylon the Great is destroyed by the hands of the Medes, right? And and we're beamed up and put into those chariots that you're now seeing in the skies. So let's get a little bit more of this. Hey, so and maybe they don't want to talk about it because this is pretty big, for Russia just to hit this ship, and they not doing nothing about it, so I'll look more into it, Lord willing, and I'll see if it's legit or not and whatnot, and I'll just post it, so I'll say shalom to those elect, which consists of men, women, and children, shalom.